Okay, good morning. This morning's topic is scheduling products in Eclipse. And there's a few different ways to do this. I'll start off with line item scheduling, which is going product by product from the body of the sales order. Then we'll look at detailed scheduling. And finally, I'll show you a couple things you can do with this manage shipments button. So I've already created a sales order. And in this sales order, I actually have all of my product is available now, and I could give it to the customer, but say he doesn't want it. He wants some of the product now, and he wants to get the rest, maybe tomorrow or the next day. So what I can do is I can click on a product. We'll actually do this B12876. So I click on the product, or really anywhere on the row with the product, and then I click schedule. So let's say he doesn't want these today, he wants them Wednesday. So you can come over into the date field, and for just for this product, you can change it to whatever date that they want it. We'll make it Wednesday. So you can see there now it has February 22nd, ship quantity of 2. If I close out of the schedule screen, you'll notice now it has 2 different ship dates. So he'll get all these little plastic fittings on one today, and then he'll get these controls on Wednesday. And you can change your view in the sales order to see this a little bit better. So again, if I'm clicked on the on the 220 ship date, it's showing he's going to get all these PVC fittings, but not the B12876. If I click on the Wednesday, the 222 date, it's showing we're going to give him the 2 B12876s and not the fittings, because he's getting those today. So by and large, it's pretty simple and straightforward. I like to use the schedule button and go product by product, generally speaking. Let me show you one more thing you can do with that. Then we'll get into detailed scheduling, which has some more options to it. Let's say I've got this one product, the B12876, quantity of 2. He wants to take one of them today and one of them another date. Go into the schedule screen, and here you can split the quantities across different dates. So if I enter a 1 in the ship quantity here and hit enter, Eclipse will actually preserve my total of 2 and put 1 on the other ship date. And of course, I can come over here and change the ship dates around. So now I've got one of the B12876s going today and one of them going on 222. You can see my totals over here changed. Let's go into detailed scheduling. Detailed scheduling is pretty useful. Just for me, at least, it's not the most intuitive screen to read until you kind of get used to it. So let me explain. So it's showing each of the products on the sales order and the ship quantities for each ship date. Remember, I broke this B12876 sensor into 2 different shipments. So we've got one of them going on 220 today. And then it also shows you the order status. C means call when complete. You can click the drop down if you want to see what the status is or to change the status. Ship via, and ship branch. Notice on the second and the third rows, it's blank for status, ship via, and ship branch. So how you have to train yourself to read this screen is, if it's blank, then you look up. So because we've got blanks on the second and third items, you have to look up until you see something. So the second and third items, these fittings, are part of the shipment that's shown on the first line. That makes sense. Put another way, this 220 ship date, status of call when complete, ship via of will call, shipping out of Broomall pertains to the first row, the second row, and the third row. On the fourth row, we see a different ship date. It happens to also be call when complete, will call, and Broomall, but it's a different ship date. So that tells us, because all that info is populated, that tells us that this fourth item is on a separate shipment than these first three. And from detailed scheduling, you can change any of these things. And this is usually where you would go if you need a product to ship out of another branch. So let's say, for whatever reason, the customer wants one of these B12876s. He's going to pick it up in Downingtown. So this is where I can change the branch. I could also, like I said, I can change ship via, and I could change the status. Anything you do in the detailed scheduling screen is summarized in the status screen. Status screen, you only get one line per shipment. To see the detail of what's on each of these, you either go into detailed scheduling. There's also this view items. So if I want to see, okay, what did I schedule to come out of Downingtown? I click on that row, click items, and it's saying one of these B12876s is on that shipment. If I click on the other row, click items, it shows me these products and ship quantities are on this one. I want to show you one more thing. I'm going to hop into another sales order for this. Okay. All right, for this example, selling these boxes, these big boxes of nitrile gloves, pretending like I work in Broomall. I've written this order up for Broomall. They don't have 20 of these. Let's look at history ledger for a moment. So they have 8 of these on hand, and all 8 are available, but I put a quantity of 20, and the customer has told me, I'll take what you have now, and then when you get in the remaining boxes of gloves, then I'll take those. So what you can do in this scenario, if Eclipse hasn't already split up your order, because it will do that a lot, but I know I only have 8 available and the customer wants to take them now. Manage shipments button, ship what's available. You can also add this to your toolbar. So ship what's available, and it'll break the order apart for what I have available. So if I click in the status screen, it's taken the 8 that I can give them right now and put it onto this shipment, and it's made it pick up now, saving me a keystroke or 2. So if I want to go ahead and pick this order, I would just close out of here. And then it took the 12 that I don't have and put those onto a call when complete generation. Kind of the opposite of that from managed shipments is ship order complete. We'll kind of reverse what I just did and put it back together. Now we have all 20 of those boxes of gloves on one shipment again. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and one moment, let you guys unmute, and then we can open it up for discussion. Okay, you should be able to unmute now. It's too quiet. Was this too basic? Did anybody learn anything new here?
Yeah, I actually did. I mean, you just showed different ways of splitting shipments. I never actually looked at the managed shipment button down on that left side. I used the detailed scheduling side.
Yeah. Again, I like detail scheduling. It's just getting a comfort with it. And I'll say kind of how to read the screen. When you start going into detail scheduling and splitting up orders, I just say, check your work, which you can do a couple of different ways. One is from the status screen doing this items, and then let me go into my other order, or from the body of the order, having a view that shows the ship quantities. Like a lot of things in Eclipse, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Hey, Matt, this is Tyler in Portland.
Hey, Tyler.
One little tip we have that I use or we use here at the store is all available on your bar. Very similar to what you did with when you wanted to sell everything we had and then separate the rest when you went under managed shipments. But if you put on the bar up on your, just like you have there, if you hit that will actually separate in one click everything that's in stock versus what's not in stock. It'll separate the generations for you.
Yep. Yeah, I think it. I think you're right. You can save a click or two.
Yep.
Doing that.
Have you noticed sometimes when you're splitting or messing with the manager of the shipment, that it actually affects the total screen? Sometimes it actually adds a penny to the sale, or it makes it a negative 1 cent. Have you ever anybody ever noticed that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that before. I'm not sure why it does that.
Yeah, I'm like, I know I tendered this whole order. Why is it saying I owe a penny, or why is it over a penny?
Well, I mean, right. So I don't know if this is it exactly right, but in Eclipse, it's only showing us 2 decimal places. But then, right, especially if it's commodities, we could have it out to 3 digits. Maybe 4, but I've seen at least 3 digits. So yeah, I'm thinking it has to do with how it's rounding. But I mean, you could have, I guess, and depending on how we have the pricing set up, behind the scenes, this 42.19 could be 42.186 or something. And then maybe when you split it, it wants to round up or down to the penny, so it doesn't